A man who was forced from his home by Hurricane Katrina has settled in nicely with his new family in Maine.
Casey Perkins used to live in a tiny fishing village on the Louisiana coast. He has been in Maine just a few months now, but he's already learning what down east hospitality is all about. Newsletter's Chris Rose has the story.
This is French gumbo.
Can you show us what's in there?
I got some chicken and sausage, and if you find an egg, then you get good luck for a year.
Casey Perkins treated his friends to a lunchtime feast of Cajun cuisine. It was his way of thanking them for installing a ramp outside his new home in Maine. Casey is from Port Fourchon in southern Louisiana. He lost everything he owned when Hurricane Katrina struck. But the nightmare didn't end there.
The day of the hurricane, I was in the Superdome, and I was looking for a place to hide. And when the roof blew off and the water started coming in, there was nobody there to help us. No police, no National Guard, nobody.
But as the weeks and months passed, Casey found there would be someone there for him in a faraway place called Maine.
It was sad because he just had no one. And then he called me, he says, what am I going to do? And I said, well, do you have any boots? You're coming to Maine. He says, I'm coming to Maine. And he came to Maine.
Like most of us, Susan Callio watched Katrina's devastation on television. Speaking with a friend down south, she was told of Casey's plight. He got on the phone with Susan, and the two hit it off immediately. So she invited him to come live with her and her husband at their home in Dayton. Not long after coming to Maine, it was apparent Casey needed help getting around. Broken bones in his leg had not healed properly. He needed a ramp to get in and out of the house.
I want the recipe, though, you know.
The Callios turned to their state senator, Barry Hobbins, for help. With no state funds available for such projects, Hobbins reached out to the community.
You just can't rely upon governmental services anymore. You have to look to try to see whether or not you can broaden those services out to include the public sector, corporate citizens, volunteer groups.
Within days, Lowe's Home Improvement Store and Dayton Sand and Gravel provided the materials. Habitat for Humanity volunteered to do the work.
While Casey certainly misses the place he was born and raised, he now calls Maine home, and it's a place he intends to stay.
I'm not used to everything yet, but we're okay. We're doing okay.
In Dayton, Chris Rose, News Center.
The Callios say that Casey is welcome to stay at their home just as long as he wants.